Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you a little bit there. You
Alright.
may want to adjust your microphone a little bit.
Testing, thank you.
All right, now we hear you loud and clear, kid. Okay, welcome everybody to a new episode of Music Maniacs with yours truly, Dr. Earl and the mighty YR. Later on, Paul 3 is going to be joining us on the call here. We're going to be talking about all the great rumors of rock and roll history. Definitely. And believe me, we got lots to touch on, believe me. And these are rumors I've been hearing from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, you name it. And the reason I came up with this topic is because for some reason I heard a couple of YouTube shorts talking about that Dr. Dre was arrested for a connection to the murder of Tupac Shakur. I tried to look it up on Google, and only thing it takes me is to this YouTube video, that YouTube short, this YouTube video, that short video short,
But
and
there's a lot of rumors out there, and then there's a lot of like people thinking people are clones. I mean, I didn't see anything of that. I mean, if that would have been everywhere if that was true and everything.
yeah, exactly. So
You know,
it
like a
is
breaking news, kind of like a breaking news deal, like everywhere on TMZ and everything. But
exactly.
there's a lot of news, obviously, for the
Hmm.
music news on that. But
Yeah.
Brian, I just wanted to. Did you get that thumbnail, by the way? Did you see
Yes, I
that?
did. I'm
That's
using it
pretty
right
good,
now.
huh?
Yeah, it is pretty good there. Yes, definitely.
All right, so getting into, let's see. What do you think about this one?
All right. Okay.
Mm, I mean, there's a lot we can start with. Let's start with the news that just dropped kind of yesterday. W.A.S.P.
Hmm.
is touring again,
Yeah.
and
Blackie Lawless
uh,
and Wasp. He's the only original
Black
member left.
lead singer Blackie Lawless
Correct.
had to undergo medical procedures this past year, canceled part of this comeback tour from last year, canceled some shows because of health concerns, and then now he's back. Gonna do come back in the fall, and
That's good.
they're gonna do they're gonna do the entire debut album.
Really?
Um, but the issue isn't even Eddie Trunk called Blackie Lawless out. He was on a couple times, a couple interviews this past year, and there's definitely backing tracks going on. There's definitely
Really?
it's not all 100% live on that.
Really?
And that is
So,
confirmed.
so Mr.
And I can't,
Lawless has now fallen into that trap just as well.
yeah, I can't back that. I mean, even look, I had interest, and I was seriously going to go to and this is way out of my wheelhouse, but the Paula Abdul and New Kids on the Block concert,
Oh, really?
and I did some research, and Paula Abdul does nothing but lip syncing on that. So I mean, I'm not
I'm not
one to
surprised
waste.
because the thing is that and this goes back to this big debate back around the early 90s and 80s, because a lot of these pop stars have dancers, choreographers, they gotta repeat the same moves that they do in the music videos, and that's going to wear them out while they're trying to sing or rap at the same time. So obviously
Yes.
that's the reason why they have backing tracks to make sure, because they want to give the audience what they see in the video. If you go out there and not dance like you did in that music video, they're going to be like, oh, what the fuck? But then again, that's the pop music realm. This is heavy metal. This is hard rock. This is rock and roll here. And in a lot of ways, it's going to make some people feel like cheated. Remember the phrase that Johnny
Yeah,
Rotten
like
mentioned?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's Eddie Trunk's number one thing is like, why pay for which also go, his biggest things are the lip syncing and ticket price, how the ticket pricing thing is, and
Yes.
system is and everything, and it's not.
Understand.
It's really not understandable, and I feel like it is an age thing, like a generational thing. Like the older people or people my age and up want the live music. People that are younger want to just go and party and get fucked up at these concerts type
Yep.
deal. I feel like,
Yes.
and obviously dance and everything, but they're not really. I go to you
Age
go into
gets to
hone
you.
in, and you go into hone in, and you really go to experience, the music performed live,
Yes.
recreated live, performed live in front of your face. I mean, that's the whole point. Maybe some people just want to be in the presence of, the celebrity in itself, right? It's really them
To
there.
enjoy the
It's
experience.
really Paula Abdul singing or dancing rather. It's really her on stage dancing, but
Yeah.
it's not her singing. It's not her singing on
No,
that.
it's lip sync
And
in there. We all know that. In fact, when you think about it, Abdul hasn't released a record in God knows how long. She's been so busy doing the judging on American Idol for so many years.
but this wasp thing, would you be any interest in seeing this, knowing that there now it's not 100% lip syncing, but like for sure backing tracks for sure on that, but he's definitely like through the mic, but there is some parts
Yeah.
where it's not him live through the mic. Would you have any interest in seeing that?
Well, I would
Or
see them if Chris Holmes, the other guitar player, would return to the lineup because to me, Blackie Lawless and Chris Holmes were indeed the brains and bronze behind W.A.S.P.
yeah.
I mean, like those are the two main members that we all know pretty much when it comes to that band. I know Stephen Riley, their drummer. He is now with L.A. Guns. He had his own version of L.A. Guns for a while now, and I guess they had this bass player named Johnny Rod. I guess he'd be nice if he were to return. He basically became the bass player after Lawless decided to switch from bass originally to six-string guitar. Guess so in the beginning it was guitars, Chris Holmes, Randy Piper, Blackie on bass and vocals, then Tony Richards on drums, and then later it's Stephen Riley. And then I guess when Randy Piper left, he decided, maybe I should go back to guitar. I only played bass because nobody else wanted to be bothered with it. So, and they got Johnny Rod, who I guess used to be in this band called King Cobra for a while. They made a few records together. They did their version of I Don't Need No Doctor, the old Humble Pie song, which was pretty damn good, I should say. Then, but to me, Blackie and Chris Holmes would be it'd be nice to see those two back on stage once again. But unfortunately, that may not be happening because I guess Chris is doing his own thing. He's married, living in a foreign country, such and such. He's been releasing his records out. And I guess he put out this one record called Shitting Bricks. That's the title of the album there, literally. And I guess he has a song called In Your Mouth or something like that. You pretty much get the idea of what he's singing about.
And I'm getting some pieces here I'd like you for
Okay.
to read. These are
Okay.
big pieces. Actually, you should kind of put this in the title, Brown. Basically, we came to conclusion and we heard from both parties,
Okay.
from Sebastian Bach and from the parties from Skid Row, that
All
no,
right, yeah.
there's
A
not going to be a
reunion.
reunion.
Oh,
Yeah, no
obviously. I'm not
reunion.
surprised. I'm not surprised because, like the members of Skid Row said it best. They are happy in the position that they are in. They don't really need Sebastian Bach back in the group because they're still kind of treacherous when it came to the stuff he did and said in the past. Remember the things I pointed out, the times where he remember the bottle throwing incident and the AIDS kills fags dead T-shirt that he wore that he got tons of
Yes.
flack for. And let's not forget, I remember reading an article that the members of Skid Row gave an interview stated that they would have to spend thousands of dollars just to keep Bach out of jail. I mean, like, when you think about it, yeah, they made some great records together. Yeah, we would like to see Bach back in Skid Row, but the problem is,
Hey,
there's
if they
still,
want to go, if they want to play, if they don't want to, I'm totally on Sebastian Bach's side. He wants to come back and play with them.
I know
He came
that,
out with a new album. He's touring right now. And the new album's not bad either, by the way.
Yes.
Um,
I heard something about
he,
myself. He's been doing some solo shows. I guess he played this Rockville festival, I guess.
yeah, you want to be opening for like, you want to be in arenas. They need to get back together.
Yeah, no.
You
Well,
want to
Skid
be
Row was
in.
never really an arena type of band. It was more like the only time they was in arenas was for
Well, I'm
opening
talking about
act.
like touring. I'm talking about like tour. Yeah, like they would have a tour. They have to do it with someone like Skid Row and Poison or something. Like
Yeah,
that would be pretty
exactly.
damn cool. Skid
There were
Row, Poison, Motley Crue, Skid Row, Motley Crue, Skid Row.
yes,
Put them in
exactly.
that. Skid Row Rat and Skid Row Piercy and Poison or something. That would be perfect. But he would still be, not necessarily the arenas, but the pavilions around, like the outdoor pavilions and stuff, which they're not doing. They're doing bars, both of them, club bar
Exactly.
scenes, 500,000, if that, hundreds, 1,000 max cap. And that's both bands, both Skid Row and Sebastian Bach, TBH on that right now. Both
Yeah,
of them are doing that
exactly.
capacity right now, Dr. Brown.
Yeah,
And I'm telling you, if they go, which they won't, because they're at Skid Row members, they're kind of assholes. They're not necessarily doing it anymore for the money. They were saying, and look, I sent you. You want to go look up those articles? I just sent you those on
well,
Blabbermouth from.
let me find them first and
Yes,
foremost there. Are the links or just screenshots? Because a lot of times you send me just screenshots here.
yeah, screenshots to just put in. You can put in Sebastian Bach Blabbermouth. That'll pop up, but then you put Skid Row Blabbermouth. Kind of have to. It's from like 6 days ago. The
Okay,
from
let me
Dave
look it
from
up there.
Snake Sabo.
Sebastian
He's
Bach Blabbermouth. Okay, let me look it up. Okay. It should be popping up right now. Let me look it up here. There's nothing happening with Skid Row reunion, he stated. In a new interview with That Fuzzy Rock Show, former Skid Row singer Sebastian Bach, things keep popping up, was once again asked about possibly reuniting with his former bandmates. He respectively he has described it basically according to blabbermouth.net. He said, quote unquote, well, there's nothing happening on that front right now, other than me and Rob Afonso, one of the guitar players, or excuse me, the drummer for the group, Classic Lineup, are making videos together and hanging out and get along pretty much great. But I'm too busy with my own stuff to even think about that. But it would be cool to happen. I think for the fans mostly, but there's nothing happening right now on that front. Earlier this month, Skid Row guitarist Dave Snake Sabu ruled out a reunion with Bach, telling the press, it's not going to happen, and I say the same thing each and every time. I'm thankful that people have such an interest in waiting to see that happen. But I also have to retaliate that this is about being happy in the situation that you're in. So I'll speak for
yeah.
myself personally. First of all, I do need to say something too. Is that the reason this isn't happening? Or it's because it's just three of us? Me and Scotty Hill, who's the co-guitarist, Rachel Boland, the bass player, who've had conversations about this, and we've been on the same page. And we don't want to go down that road again. We don't. Rachel Boland has taken a beating over the throughout the few years. He's the one who's been blamed for this. Some people saying, "Oh, it's Rachel's ego that's the fault here. It's this, it's that." No, it's a load of bullshit. That is not
No,
true. And
I think it is. I, Brown. I think they're fucking full of shit assholes. Personally,
mm,
I have zero interest in seeing Skid Row live, but I have interest in seeing Sebastian Bach live. Number one,
mhm.
when he goes on these interviews, Brown, with, I mean, really anyone or just years. I mean, I've seen knew no one more from being on TV on these think he was on like Surreal Life or something. Or
Yes, he was Celebrity Fit Club. He was on there.
yeah, all those shows. You know,
Yes,
he's interviewed on, you know, music documentaries, blah blah
VH1.
blah. Yeah,
Yes, every
VH1
time.
throughout the years.
Oh yes, multiple times. But actually more. He's been on TV more than any other member of, like, say, Vince Neil or this singer or that singer, Bret Michaels.
Yes,
He's been everywhere when you think about it. I mean, like, geez, VH1 must pay him well to be on their panel of discussions, whichever it's the
but he's
80s
not like
music, 90s music.
he's like best friends with Eddie Trunk. Like he's nice. He's not an
Hmm.
asshole. He's a
Yeah,
big, huge like metal rock fan. Like he's like one of us. He's a huge fan in
yeah,
himself. Big Kiss
exactly.
fan. Big Judas Priest fan. I mean, he did in like the '90s.
Hmm.
He sung with Rob Halford. He did
Delivering the goods. I
yes.
saw that just as well, and yes, yes, definitely. They
Yeah,
did a
that's what I'm
good, damn
saying.
good job on that cover.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Let's not forget the covers EP that they put it out called, I guess, what's B-side ourselves, and I guess they did a version of which Ramones song was it? Psycho something,
That's
Psycho
Psycho
Cinema.
Circus, but
No, not Psycho. That's Kiss. This is Ramones. Psychophobia. No, it's not. That was a Black Sabbath song.
uh,
Psychotherapy, psychotherapy. Rachel sings on that cover, that's for
mm,
sure. It's been such a long while since I listened to any Ramones records. But, sadly to say, Skid Row states many times before that they don't want Sebastian Bach because they're still kind of pissed off for all the shit that Bach put him through in terms of the things I mentioned, the attitude that he had at that time. Like, you may remember, I told you about this reality show that he was part of. Bach was called Supergroup. It was him,
yeah.
Scott Ian of Anthrax, Ted Nugent, Jason Bonham, and the bass player from Biohazard. They were putting together the name for the band that they had, and Bach was like something like, Savage Power or Powers, this like that. Like something with a lot of stuff that many metal bands from the 80s used to call themselves around back in the day. But this was a different era. This is in the early 2000s. And many couple of radio talk show hosts were reviewing a couple of those episodes, and he said that Bach was like this massive prima donna, and it's just, geez, somebody get through the Bach's head that this is the early 2000s. That period that he was big in is over. I said, come on, move on from there. You know. But sadly, as we know, and he always liked that, unfortunately, when you think about it. So what can you do? So I guess that reunion shot all to hell. But I would like to check out Skid Row live with Lizzie Hale as their front person. That's for sure, because she can definitely belt out some kick-ass vocal chords. That's for sure. I mean, like they did their version of "Descended Aggressor," the Judas Priest song. They also did their version of "Shoot the Thrill" from AC/DC. Heard the band Hailstorm, by the way. I guess they put out a covers album, which he did some pretty good covers of, by the way, I should say.
Really?
Yeah, really. I remember like, the ones I've just mentioned, Descended Aggressor by Hailstorm,
Yeah.
their cover version of that, as well as AC/DC's Shoot to Thrill. I know my ex-girlfriend was a big fan of hers, that's for sure. All right. All right, so we're here right now. We're live. All right, are we getting Paul Three onto the call here? Because we definitely want to get his take on the discussions we're about to talk about. Any more rock news before we get to the main topic?
There's a lot. Yes.
All right, there. Let's go into that. The next one here. Give YR a couple of minutes here, folks. All right. Well, let's see if I can add him into the call here, if you don't mind. Let's see if I can participants. Let me look them up. Okay, let me give me a couple minutes to add the dude onto the call. I know
I already
around
have this one.
here we do. All right, go ahead.
Dr. Brown, Dr. Brother.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, look up. Um, do the Loudwire article though. How basically Ozzy Osbourne and Geezer Butler are talking again.
All right, that's good.
And so just look up, try to look. Here, I'll send you what it looks like.
All right,
Which will
go
be a
ahead.
good one.
All right, Darren. All right, Darren. Let's see what we got here.
And they want, obviously Ozzy wants to do one more last Black Sabbath concert, but he wants Bill Ward on the drums.
I
So,
agree because
all
Bill
original.
Ward. It would be nice. I would like to see him do one more tour so I could see him live once again. Remember, I only saw them one time back in 1983 when they had Bev Bevan on the drums as well as Ian Gillan on the vocals. The Born Again tour from 1983. Okay, and let me look it up here. Get a couple minutes here. Blah blah blah. In the meantime, I'm gonna try and get a Mr. Paul 3 onto the call. If I can find him, give me a couple minutes, folks, because we like to give us outtake. There we go. Let's see. That's not it. You know what? A couple minutes here. There he is.
I added Prince and Paul 3, but
That's good there. Yeah, I see there.
did you get the article by the?
Just a minute. It's loading up. It takes a while for the Skype to load up on my phone, unfortunately. So okay, I'll add Mr. 3 to the call.
I guess they were
Okay.
beefing. I guess they were beefing for a while.
Ozzy and Geezer. Really? What for? I don't know why it's takes a long while. So we'll get to the thing here. All right. So in the meantime,
Assy Macapolos.
what's up?
Yo, there's this lady's name on the news. Her name is Leah Asimacapocos. Assimopos. Like this long ass last name. Asimacapocos.
Is she a foreign singer? I guess.
Oh, she's just like this fat hockey lady on TV.
Fat.
Talking about the
Are
hockey
you
game
serious?
now.
And she's in the Dallas area? Oh gosh.
Yeah, Alice in Macapuco. Did you find that article, Brian? Just type
Now
in
is
just go to loudwire.com and scroll down. It should be one of the top articles. It's a brand new.
okay. Give me a couple
Uh,
minutes here. I know for some reason it takes a long while for it to load up on my phone whenever you send something on my Skype, and I don't know why it's doing this. It's giving me some hassles. All right, there, Ozzy Osbourne, Loudwire, blah blah blah. Okay, here we go. Okay, should be coming up. Okay, the notorious Ozzy Osbourne is perhaps the most celebrated and widely recognized artist to ever work in the heavy metal spectrum or sphere. All right, it goes through his biography, blah blah blah, and what is it doing here? So far, it's not really saying nothing here about. All right, dear. Here we go. Stop popping up here. I don't need no more damn ads. Okay, Ozzy and Geezer are talking again. Yay. Just last year, Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler revealed that he and Ozzy Osbourne have fallen out of touch, but it appears that the longtime Sabbath bandmates are now back speaking every day practically, according to Butler. The bass player's comments came during an appearance on Eddie Trunk's Trunk Nation show, with Butler explaining that there had been a lot of miscommunication between the two guys.
Paul
Butler
3,
and
what's up, brother?
there you are. What's up,
Is it Paul
man?
3?
Driving to practice.
Paul 3, are we allowed to tell you the potential news or no?
Paul?
Around?
Yep. Oh, what's going on? I thought he was talking to
I don't
Paul
know.
for a second. All right. All right, there. Anyways, while promoting his Into the Void memoir back in 2023, last year, Butler spoke to Ultimate Classic Rock about his Black Sabbath bandmates, explaining that he and Tony Iommi remained in touch and slag each other to death. It was tougher keeping up with Bill Ward, another thing popping up at the last minute, and it was tougher keeping up with Bill Ward as a musician wasn't frequently on the internet. He then shared of Osbourne and that he had not been speaking to him for a while. The bass player insisted at the time that he and Ozzy were still good, explaining, "We didn't fall out, it was just the wives." Their wives. Remember, Geezer's married to Gloria Butler, who's also a manager. And of course, Ozzy, his wife and manager, Sharon, of course. During the chat with Trunk, Geezer explained that he and Ozzy were
Wait,
back in. Go ahead.
Brown, Geezer's wife is the manager of Black Sabbath?
Well, she did manage Black Sabbath for a short while when you
Really?
had, yes, back around 1992, but she mostly manages her husband. Yeah. That's the thing now with rock and roll stars. They have their wives do the management. Like Chris Holmes, who we mentioned a while ago, his wife currently is a manager just as well. And I guess Sebastian Bach's ex-wife was the manager. And let's not forget Wendy Deal, was who was a long time married to Ronnie James. There have been a lot of miscommunications before. He didn't think I was talking about his health because I know that he's been going through a lot of health problems. And I was sending all these messages to him and they were not being passed on to him. So he probably thought I'm just ignoring him. The bassist adds that, quote, "It's weird that I had to go through Sabbath's accountant to tell Ozzy I sent him all those messages. Because he did this thing in Rolling Stone saying that I have not been in touch with him around about his health. So I went to the accountant and he got in touch with Ozzy and he said that he's been sending you stuff to him. He just wants to talk to you. And we have been fine ever since that, Thank goodness for that. So Osbourne recently shared in his Madhouse Chronicles podcast that his biggest regret about Black Sabbath was not able to finish the run with drummer Bill Ward, who sat out the reunion tour after a contract dispute. That talk had carried over some of Ozzy and Geezer's discussions, with the pair discussing the possibility of one final Black Sabbath album, or Black Sabbath show. Of course, there's an interest on my part to do it, but there's a big but. You have to speak to Bill about it. Everybody wants to do it, but I don't think if he is capable of pulling it off.
Well, no.
Father,
Did you know the reason, Brian? Did you know the reason they used Tommy Cofettos instead? Do you know the
yeah,
reason?
apparently there was a lot of contract issues in terms
Yeah,
of
it's
payment, money, and everything
contract
else.
dispute.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
exactly.
they offered his offer was really low compared to everyone else or something, and
Yeah,
rightfully so. He called it the unsignable contract. That's what it's famously the whole story on it and everything.
yeah.
Paul 3.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Hey,
How's it going,
Are
man?
we allowed? Are we allowed to tell the people the potential news or no?
I mean, sure, it's still up in the air and nothing's confirmed. You want me to tell
Go
the
right
people?
ahead,
I mean,
dude.
that is, bro.
We
That
got
kind
the
of blows
mic.
my mind, bro. Not even it being confirmed, like it's still pretty cool. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we got like one layer of confirmation, but we got to get like 2 layers of confirmation. But hopefully, my band will be opening for Stephen Piercy, the original, the only. Is he the only voice of Rat? I don't know if there's ever another singer of
Yeah,
Rat.
no one else. Well, Juan Crucier is doing some stuff right. No
Well,
one
they
wants to
did
see
have a
that. Everyone
different
wants to
singer
see.
for a while. I think his name was Jizzy Pearl. He's a well-recognized
Uh,
singer in the rock and roll spectrum there.
Yeah, but my band might be opening for Stephen Piercy, the
Hey,
legendary
Brown,
voice.
Brown, that's pretty big, right? Like that.
It
That's
is
that's
big.
pretty
That's good
damn
to
cool
hear.
that
Yes.
that not only that was my top concert for the year so far, but our other community brother Paul 3 is gonna open for the motherfucker. Like that's pretty
All
fucking
right.
cool.
Glad to hear that, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, and I kind of got like consultant. YR was kind of like my consultant on this. I reached out to him about it. I was like, "Yo, should I do this?" And he sent me a video of like a recent Stephen Piercy show. He sounded great. The audience
Yep.
was great. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then the other one is we might be opening up for Richie Kotzen in August, I think it was.
All right.
That's
So
pretty
that
Richie.
big
should be
too,
a quick.
Brown.
Oh yeah, he used to play with Poison for a short while. I remember.
Yeah, and the Winery Dogs. He has the band called the Winery Dogs, which
With
is his
Billy
solo thing
Sheenan.
now.
With Billy Sheenan, the
Yes,
bass player who used to play with Talus and David Lee Roth and Mr.
right,
Big.
right,
Yep.
Mr. Big.
And
Yep, yep.
Billy Sheenan,
So
by the way, is considered the Eddie Van Halen of the bass guitar, I should add.
he is really fucking good. I'll say
He
that.
is.
But I gotta say, my guitar player is freaking out about the potential of that one because Kotzen is just such a fucking wizard on the guitar, and he's like super respected nowadays, even more so than ever. So those are 2 pretty big announcements. Like I said, we got 1 layer of confirmation on them through their promoter. Now we just need to get like confirmation through the manager of Piercy and Kotzen. So hopefully, cross
All
your
right.
fingers. Hopefully, we'll be doing that.
It's
All right.
it's that
Good to
Jason
hear.
guy. Jason, he has a YouTube channel. He's pretty cool.
All right
The
there.
manager.
Yes. All right there. So, all right. Is that enough? Is all for the rock and roll news front? Because I'm mentioning it. I'm sure I got to share a Paul 3 some of the many rumors that
Yes.
I've heard. Yes. And the reason we brought you on the call, Paul, is because we're discussing rock and roll rumors that has been talked, played out throughout the years, 80s, 90s, and there's many of them that have fell under this trap, from the likes of Rod Stewart to Ozzy Osbourne, Courtney Love, Marilyn Manson. Many people like to come up with stories about this artist, that band, this artist, that band. Like, what the heck's that? Like, for example, did you ever hear about this rumor about Ozzy Osbourne? You may remember back in around 1982 when, prior to Speak of the Devil coming out, he shaved his head. He revealed it in an MTV interview at one point, and it said that 2 big reasons why he did it was because the hair gels, the bleaches that he was using in his hair that turned it into straw, so he had to shave it off and start anew once again. And plus, at the time, he was going through issues with his record label. They were trying to come out with the tribute album. Remember that album Tribute with Randy Rose that was recorded in Toronto, I believe? They wanted to put that album out as Speak of the Devil, but Ozzy said, nope, ain't going to happen. I'm not going to cash in on Randy's death. No way in hell. So they recorded Speak of the Devil, which is all Black Sabbath material, at this club in New York City. I believe this was after Ozzy shaved his head. His hair was starting to grow back, maybe. But a lot of people were speculating that he shaved his head so he could have 666 tattooed onto his head. That turned out to be not true, obviously. In fact, I guess at that time, tattooing your numbskull was out of the question until both Phil Anselmo and Rob Halford started doing it in the 90s. And there was this one big rumor I remember hearing from my sister, turned out to be absolutely false, that during one performance, he allowed these puppy dogs to run around on stage, get into the crowd, and he stated that they would not play another note, him and the band, unless those dogs were killed off. That turned out to be absolutely not true. That was all a complete lie, probably started by some religious fanatic because Ozzy at the time was getting slammed left and right by the Christian conservative front there. And keep in mind that at around that period, Ozzy and Sharon had in their contract that no small animals be allowed at any of their shows, especially after what happened in Boston, Massachusetts, when he accidentally bit off that bat's head, which landed him in the hospital getting rabies shots. Yes. And by the way, after that, not only was he banned from Boston for how many years, he also made up for what he did. He felt a lot of guilt for that. He also donated, I guess, thousands of dollars to an anti-cruelty program. I forgot the name of it. And in exchange, he received a lifetime membership card from this animal rights group. And he did state that rabies shots are what you don't want to get because they hurt like fucking hell. All right, there was this other rumor. I'm sure you heard about this, Paul YR, about Marilyn Manson. I heard about this when I was working at the restaurant back in Southeast Michigan. Somebody told me that Marilyn Manson had his 2 ribs from his rib cage removed so he was able to suck himself off.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. That was a big rumor for a long time, around 1994, when he first came out.
That was even a rumor in like '99. Like even when I was like growing up and a kid, that was like a playground rumor you always fucking heard, but you never knew if it was true or not. I don't think it's true. I've never
don't
gotten
think it's true. I don't know.
I mean, is that Prince's here? Prince, is that possible to take bones out of your body and still like be able to function?
He's black. Dude, he's black. He doesn't need to do that, bro. What are you talking about?
Black people don't have bones. Prince,
Dude.
you don't have any bones in your body, brother. You have any chicken bones on you? No, I'm kidding. Prince. Paul 3 is the only one who caught that. Now, Prince, what do you feel about Skid Row never reuniting? They're pretty much confirming it right now. This week.
Prince, you there, dude?
I did see that where you're talking. What do you think about Lizzie Hale with Skid Row? I think it sounds like shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Yeah.
Well, but then again, she's in there temporarily until they get a. She's in there temporarily to till the time they get a new singer.
Paul 3, you don't really fuck with it, right? It's like a cover act.
No, but like when Axl Rose was in AC/DC, I thought he pulled that off better. Like that wasn't great, but I'm not a big fan of either. But I thought he did a damn good job, better than Lizzie Hale's doing right now.
Well, I gotta check it out on YouTube sometime. This Lizzie Hale Skid Row combination, but for me, I think Axl did better with the Brian Johnson material than he did with the Bon Scott stuff there, because during the Brian Johnson material, he was really able to get his voice out there and get to that peak that Johnson has done vocal wise. That is. I remember listening to some of the shows on YouTube just as well when that was going on, and the big buzz was all around. And keep in mind that this is the same time Axl was with Guns N' Roses on their Relapse tour called Not in This Lifetime. And I call it a Relapse tour is because Izzy Stratton is not with them, and neither is Steven Adler.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan. I didn't go to that. I know a bunch of people that did, but all these stadium shows, I can't trust them, bro. I feel like you're hearing backing tracks at these big stadium shows, like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, bands like that. I just don't trust seeing them anymore.
Well, I don't know if
Thank you so much.
Well, I don't know if Guns N' Roses use the backing tracks, but it was confirmed a few times by stagehands and Mick Mars himself that crew were using backing tracks. I think Roger Waters did some of that on some of his live performances as well. And I were
That's
talking about,
terrible.
I know, but at the same time, you got to remember when you're in your 60s,
Wait, who?
50s,
Brian, who?
Roger Waters.
That is true. Yes, that
You
is
got to
confirmed.
remember that these performers are now in their old age, like 60s, 70s, near 80s. Waters turned 80 years old, by the way, not too long ago.
What?
He did, yes, exactly. I looked
No,
it up on the
there's no
internet. Yes,
way.
yes,
What?
yes.
Holy fuck, man! Damn.
I know,
Whoa. What are
man.
these fucking? What are these? What kind of fucking like Hollywood fucking blood baby fucking rituals are they doing, bro? How are they living this long? I don't understand. What the fuck?
And no RP, I don't think you're allowed on the show.
Fuck you, RP. You're not allowed here. You don't know
It's
shit
like
about
he's
music.
calling on my phone right now, and I'm ignoring him.
You're an idiot.
Yes.
Ah, that's crazy. You know, one of the most
Go ahead.
long-standing rumors of all time is the Paul is dead rumor from the
Paul
Beatles.
McCartney, the Paul McCartney is dead. That actually started in Detroit, believe it or not.
Wow.
Apparently, one of the DJs who he got a phone call for someone telling him to play Revolution Number 9 backwards, and he did so. And he pointed out, caught a lot of things in there that just blew his mind. He got on the mic and he announced it, ladies and gentlemen, Paul McCartney is dead. And that's when that whole thing just blew up like it did. And
Are
there was
you
so
serious?
serious. Yeah, there were. Keep in mind, there
My
was a
God.
lot of clues. Like for example, it's the piece starts out with number 9, repeated over and over and over, which in backwards is "Turn Me On, Dead Man."
Yes.
Yes,
Have
there
you
was.
ever done that? Have you ever done that yourself? Like I have the White Album. I've done it when I was like a kid on
I
vinyl.
actually
I've
did,
actually
believe it or
spun it
not.
around
I
myself.
did. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. I did try to play it backwards, but they recommended not actually doing it for the whole track because it'll ruin your needle on your record player. And RP, keep calling. I'm sorry, we're not adding you in, bro. I just don't
What
need
the
to put up
fuck,
you. I
bro?
don't know why he's doing
This is
this.
not a drama show, brother. This is not a
Exactly. I just
drama
don't
What a
need to
program.
do it.
weirdo.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, for the record, there were a lot of other clues that were hidden on other album covers as well. There you go. There were a lot of clues like the 28 if that
And you're
was on
gone.
the. Yep, exactly. He tried calling in on this
Is he,
program. He's trying to
Dr.
call.
Brad, is
Yeah,
RP
yeah.
done, brother?
He should be. He's
Is
done. He's
RP
Hey,
done,
been
bro.
brother?
done. He's been done.
I have some
Prince, we can hear
news.
you. How you
Yes.
doing, brother?
What's up, man?
So I'm still on the hunt on meeting celebrities. You know how I met Prince's wife. I accomplished that. The next person
Yes.
I'm gonna go to this another get together party. It's a
Yes.
Elvis Presley tribute show I'm going to.
All right, there.
And someone told me in attendance, just like at the Prince tribute show, his wife was there. They're telling me you might get lucky. You might meet Priscilla Presley. If I
What?
Oh
Is this
wow.
in Vegas or is this local by us?
it's in New Orleans actually.
Well,
Oh
I mean,
wow.
kind of local, but yeah, out of the way. All right.
So I have to
Take some cocaine with you, and you'll meet her for sure.
I've been doing a lot of traveling, so
Oh
if I get
wow.
lucky, if I get lucky,
Listen, as a black man going
my
to
friend,
like white people concerts, like you do stand out, and people will like act nice to you. Don't be afraid. Don't
They're
be
afraid of you.
serious. Like
Yes, yeah.
They're
nah,
scared
like
of
people
you.
will.
sure,
It's real. I mean, like,
sure,
bro,
I'll
like
see
people
how
go out. I don't know. Like people go out of the way to be extra nice to like other. I don't know. I see things different. Like sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a southern thing, Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like It's not like racist like that down here. Really, like it really is multicultural, right, Prince?
It
Like
is
everywhere in Texas,
absolutely
it really is.
Houston included.
I would be honored to meet Priscilla Presley. It'll be an
Yeah.
honor.
Oh man, it would be
Dude,
honored
it's
to.
not racist here, dude. I live in fucking Western
Jesus
PA, bro. It's
Christ,
not
this little.
racist here. What do you think? I live in the fucking Kentucky, bro?
Yeah.
Fucking Kentucky. God damn, bro. No, there's not like people actively being racist here at all. It's not like that.
Nope, nope.
It's kind of like the cornfields though in Indiana, right? Pennsylvania, Indiana. It's kind of like cornfields. And
I mean, there's some corn farms and shit around here, but it ain't like that though. It's not. It's more like green trees and forests and shit like that around here. Yeah, and then you got like cities and shit too. You know, Pittsburgh and blah blah blah.
yeah.
A lot of city, a lot of like trails, a lot of nature and shit, which is awesome. It's my scene, bro.
Let me
Not
tell
down
you,
in
like
Texas.
Steven Piercy's so good.
Yeah,
I
he
might
is.
even
He is
travel.
good.
I
He
might
is
even.
definitely
I
good.
might even
That's for
travel to.
sure.
I might even travel to Pennsylvania to go see this Paul 3 show to see this.
Bro,
Like,
you
this
need
is.
to go. That'd be sick.
Oh man, and he could do well. Good for your band. He could get you some attention. Who knows? Stevie
I'm
Beersey
dead
may
fucking
like what you
serious. I
guys
would
are
so
doing.
catch a
He may
flight
ask
to
you
that.
to help you up, open up a few more shows that he does in the future afterwards. Hey, this could be that
Dude,
stepping stone.
yeah, it could be, but hey, it's in July. Why are fuck come out, bro? That'd be so sick, bro. That'd be awesome. I'll take off work that day and shit. We'll hang out.
Yo, I gotta hit that.
Definitely.
I'll take a Spirit flight to there. I don't give a shit.
All right, there.
I'll
So,
take a
Paul,
$40.
what about this rumor? You ever hear about this rumor here about? I wish. Do you believe that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain?
Oh man.
Because that was another rumor that came out around the same time the Marilyn Manson rumor did.
That's like Sid and Nancy almost. You don't know what happened there. I think it's two people on heroin who made bad decisions, and he probably would have overdosed anyway, but I think there's a good chance that he killed himself, bro. I really do. He was not in a good place.
Because I know he tried to do that while him and his band was in Rome. He tried to OD on a bunch of pills and champagne, which is a big no-no. And I guess he did leave this. We all know the suicide note he left for Courtney to read out loud to that or outside the house, where all those people gathered to pay homage. And she was also in her. You look it up on YouTube if it's there. The complete letter that she read out to the public, and she had to add her own little things along the side. It's definitely worth checking out. I remember reading it in Rolling Stone when we were talking about this. And stop RP for fucking crying out loud, you bitch.
Hey, be nice. This
Well,
is a family.
well, I know. Yeah, but here's the thing. RP just won't quit.
RP, get my nuts out your fucking mouth. Stop it.
Oh, there you go. This guy just won't quit. I know.
I think he quit after that. He ain't gonna call after that one.
We'll wait and see. You know how RP at times is. Let's not him and
If he
SC are the
calls
same thing.
again, if he calls again, that's proof that he likes Prince Idol's nuts in his mouth.
Oh gosh. So what about this old rumor that I remember hearing years ago? Rod Stewart reportedly had his stomach pumped because he had nothing but some dude's semen in there.
Oh my God.
That's what I heard from my sister years ago.
Paul McCartney had what now?
No, it was Rod Stewart.
Had what in him?
He had a semen, which is the official word for cum, as you know. White gunk, cum, load, white stuff there. And apparently he had to have his stomach pumped because apparently he had that. I don't. That's what I heard from years ago.
Brian, talking about Dr. Brian, talking about semen, brother.
Correct.
Semen.
Yes.
Stop.
Thank you.
Stop. You sound crazy.
That's what I remember. That was a long time rumor that I heard. My sister even told me around 1979.
Brown, you sound crazy, dude. Chill.
I'm serious. That's what I remember hearing as a kid.
You know how ridiculous that sounds?
I know we all know it is ridiculous, but then again, people like to come up with the craziest shit, like the Ozzy Osbourne rumor that I mentioned, or the rumor about Marilyn Manson or Courtney Love, and this one about Dr. Dre that me and YR started talking about at the start of the program. Now, so far, I tried to look it up on Google if he was indeed arrested for Tupac's murder connection, but all I can find is just a list of YouTube videos talking about this, and I don't think for 1 second he had anything to do with Tupac's murder. I don't believe that at all. I think somebody out there is trying to restart the East Coast West Coast feud, because you may remember there was this report that came out a few years ago saying that Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G., was the one who orchestrated the murder of Tupac.
I thought it was Suge Knights and all those.
Yeah, I thought it was Sugar Knight, brother. Sugar
Well,
Knight.
Suge Knight, I don't know. It just seems like
Has
all I
to do
know
with-
that the
What,
that
what do you
the
know about what do you know about those hip hop rumors, Prince? What do you been those rap rumors?
So
Like
I,
Birdman
I mean,
being gay with Lil Wayne.
I
You hear about
think
that one?
I think P Diddy knows
or
what
P
happened.
Diddy, he's the one. Remember that's that leak audio with him and Meek Mill butt banging each other.
Oh God.
It's only about a couple of seconds long. That's like it's loud and clear. Makes you wonder if it was recorded to start controversy or whatever it was. But what are your thoughts about the video of P. Diddy beating up his then girlfriend, Cassie, the singer?
You mean his wife? It's
It,
crazy. It's crazy.
he wasn't
That's
married to her. They were boyfriend girlfriend.
I still think that's AI. I think that's AI, Dr. Brown. I don't think that's
Really?
Yeah.
Really? How could it be AI?
I mean, they don't show that. Didn't she like beat him over the head with a bottle or something, Prince? Before that, and didn't she like cheat on him, and he just found out that she cheated on him with like the homeboy or something like that? Isn't that the real story though? They just gave you the one story, which is bad. Never hit a woman, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
Brown, if the woman hits you over the head with a wine bottle, I mean, what are you gonna really?
Well, when did this
I mean, you
came
gotta beat the
about?
goddamn
Well,
shit out of her, Prince.
yeah,
Yeah.
but when did this came out?
about
I
that.
mean, this is all like the real Prince. You didn't hear about that? That she cheated on him. Cassie cheated on Diddy.
When was this? Like let me look it
Well,
up
back
here.
then, back when it happened, Brian. Back in that when the incident happened. You know what I'm saying? Look that up real quick.
I'm looking it up right now. Give me up there. Give me a couple minutes. It should be coming up. Let me get the thing here. Did Cassie cheat on P. Diddy? Okay. Let's see what we've got. All right, there. All I got so far is the relationship timeline and how much was P. Diddy paying Cassie? Who was Cassie? Who was with Diddy? The relationship explained. Diddy believes Cassie cheated on him with personal trainer. Let me look up this here because why I brought up
Yeah,
something
that the
interesting.
personal trainer, the personal trainer. Yeah, the personal trainer thing.
Okay,
Yes.
rapper P. Diddy believes his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura cheated on him with a personal trainer that he hired to work with her, a source reveals the People. Cassie Ventura just went Instagram official with professional bull rider Alex Fine, who is now her husband. But the relationship may have been not as new as it appears to be, at least according to P. Diddy. The 49-year-old music mogul believes that 32-year-old Ventura cheated on him with Alex Fine. A source tells People that Ventura just introduced her new Buell to her followers on Saturday, when she posted a photo of herself and Alex Fine shared a kiss on the lips. But Fine and Ventura have been known each other for months. The source says that the pair met when Diddy hired the bull rider to be her personal trainer. Bull rider, like a rodeo, I guess?
Yes.
Before their split, and was announced in October, the insider claims. The source explained why Diddy believed that there was absolutely overlap, said the source. Quote unquote, Cassie wanted a personal trainer, so Diddy hired Alex for her. Then Cassie and Alex started hooking up before her relationship with Diddy was over. All right. Ventura's Instagram post of Fine, which also included a shot of her mother from a Christmas party, came just one day after Diddy made his affection for his ex-girlfriend known. On Friday, Diddy shared a smiling photo of the singer in which he appeared to be taking a bubble bath. Adding a heart emoji over the top of the image, Diddy also tagged the singer in the photo, although Ventura no longer follows him on Instagram. Representatives for the former couple and Mr. Fine could not be immediately reached to respond to People's requests for any comments. Okay, let me see. And this has to be from, This is from 2019. This article came out courtesy of
There you go.
people.com. All right. Now, the beating the hotel thing took place in 2016. This article is from 2019. So I don't know. It's just, I think it's not AI. I don't believe it is, but still, regardless of the situation of who started what, you don't hit a woman altogether. I stated that many times before, period. Now, another rumor I wanted to talk about, of course, was Black Sabbath. I remember reading in a book that my mother gave me about rock music being the devil that apparently sacrifices were being performed outside of the venues that they would play in. You think that's true by chance?
I don't know. Did people really worship Satan back then, brother?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know if I know the ones that do worship Satan have to be Glenn Benton of Deicide and King Diamond from Merciful Fate, who lives in Dallas, where you
I mean,
live.
like compared then to now, like then music was like really a major like thing, right? To the Christian whatever, right?
The Satanic
Like
Panic.
now, what do those same like Christian people like complain about in your opinion?
Well, they
I don't think
complain
it's
right now. I guess they're complaining how the country that we're living in has shifted way towards the left in terms of values, progress, and everything. But I remember back in the 1980s, almost every Christian fundamentalist and Christian evangelist was talking trash about Sabbath, Maiden, Priest, you name it, for just about everything from the album covers to the lyrics of their songs. And I pointed this out before, if I remember. Any evil that Black Sabbath sang about was against it, not for it. Bottom line. But I guess people, it's hard for some of these Christians to understand that when they see the album covers like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, the gatefold of the first album, the UK version, by the way. It's kind of like, wait a minute, what's going on here? There's not supposed to be Satanists, but yet they put this on the album cover. Well, it's not really their decisions most of the time. Some of these,
Prince, what do you think about Prince? Do you think like the Satanism was real in rock and roll back in the day, or you think it was just like people who hated that music like threw out narratives to be?
Prince.
And Brown, you lived back then. Like, was it narratives or was it real? Like, people really thought it was
Well,
devil's music for real?
my mom believed that it was real devil's music. That's for sure. She disapproved of me going to see Black Sabbath. She was begging me not to go see him with my sister and her boyfriend at the time when he played Cobo Arena with Ian Gillan on vocals. She was saying, "Oh, Black Sabbath, they're evil, they're this and that." She even said the same thing about Marilyn Manson. She said that he was responsible for that shooting at that high school. I tried to tell her that's not true, Ma. That's not true. Yes, it is true. That's what the press said. This you tell her that the
I
moon
mean, that
made of green
is,
cheese.
nah, but listen, Brown, back then, like, that is partially true because, or at least I believe that because back in the 90s, Brown, there wasn't like internet like now. So, like, if you're a teenage kid in the 90s, you're probably really bored unless you like went outside and stuff, right? Skateboarded, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Went to concerts, but like, I mean, I couldn't imagine being, of that age, Brown, where you're, experiment, you might want to go smoke a cigarette or you might want to go, drink a beer or something. Like you're at that age where you're,
Smoke no damn
you know,
cigarette.
yeah. And so you're, you get what I'm saying, Brown, or not on that?
Well, I never skateboarded, and nor did I even smoke cigarettes, let alone any weed.
Like if you're bored and everything and you're not, if you're listening to me, you're stuck at home, drinking or smoking or just listening to music while you're doing that or just listening to the songs, then you're gonna you might like if you have psychological problems, you're gonna really believe those lyrics and like go out and do something. Now, did Marilyn Manson go? Do you have lyrics to say go do something like that? I don't think so, but
No, he never did.
so like that whole gothic deal, Brown, it is it is all like they're all about death and stuff. So like they want death. I mean, is that which still is in that double Satan pond? Would you agree with that, Brown, or not?
Well, not
Those are your
necessarily.
people. Those are your people
Well,
too. And
but
you
here,
threatened me with
but here's,
you
well,
threatened me with AK-40. You threatened me with
yes, I
AK-47.
regret
So like
that.
you like,
Yes, I
I know, but
regret
you
that.
like death. You like death because you're a goth. Now, can you
No, no,
please
no, no,
tell us
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why are? I don't like death. I don't believe in death. I believe in life to the full max. I don't wear skulls on my shirts. I don't have any satanic tattoos, let alone any tattoos altogether. I don't
You
listen
could
to,
say
I don't,
that to the whole group. You could say that the whole genre of goth. You can say that it's it's
absolutely.
it's it's a bad rap. Like it's
Well,
you're not understood. Like
let me add this. Let
go
me
ahead.
add this. There are Christian goths that are out there. I'm friends on Facebook with a couple of them. One who lives in the Fort Worth, Texas, and the other back in Michigan. And there are goth people out
What's a
there who
what's a Brown? What's a
Christian
Christian
goth.
goth?
Christian goth is people can be Christians even though they listen to punk rock or heavy metal or goth music or hip hop. They could be Christians. The biggest one of all, Alice Cooper. He's considered one of the heavy metal legions out there. His earlier albums, his 80s albums, gave his soul to Jesus Christ back in the early 80s after a near about death relapse into alcohol. And for the record, I stated this to my sister and to my mom and dad. You will never see me wear anything satanic. You will never see me paint my face up like a demon or anything like this. You will never see me do anything
You
atrocious
never
and sickening. There is a lot of,
you,
yeah, I agree, there's a lot of sickos out there who take it to the full extreme. But I'm not one of
you
those people. I would not do
Brian, you
anything
never
that
did.
stupid.
Brian, you never did the paint your fingernails or do the eyeliner. You never got
Never.
into that.
Well, no, I don't paint my fingernails. That's stupid. That's dumb. I
No,
just
it's
could
for
never
good.
Do that.
Listen, you know who does that, and I think it's for guitar playing is Kirk Hammett.
Oh
I think,
yes,
and
that's true
Ace
there.
Frehley, Ace Frehley has his painted like a darker purple, currently, and I think it's for guitar playing, like to see his fingers on the string better or something. I feel it, but both
Hmm.
those guitarists both paint their fingernail. It's not weird to me. Like I like to
I'm surprised
dabble
about
into
that.
that myself. I like to dabble into eyeliner and fingernail polish myself, Brown. What do you think? What do you think about that? Like a matte black, you
Mm.
know?
Well,
Think about that, brother.
that'll be interesting to see you all get up like what RP would call a Dracula mode, I guess.
Yes.
It'll be
Yes.
interesting to see. In fact, we were supposed to meet at Numbers nightclub, but you were like scared to go in because of all the god people outside it inside
What did
there.
hold on? What did RP said that you?
He remember
What?
he would often call me Dracula. Do you sleep upside
Uh,
down? Blah blah blah. But then again, as I pointed it out, RP is mainstream, and
he
I
is a
said it many
mainstream
times.
artist.
Exactly. Like if you were talking about Metallica, he'll probably only know Enter Sandman or For Whom the Bell Tolls, but know shit about Bad Seed or Ronnie or the house that Jack builds or this other one called The Outlaw Torn. He'd probably not have a clue about those other Metallica songs. And like I stated to RP when he was on the call with one of our shows, mainstreamers only know what is spoon fed to them. Bottom line. Myself, I don't cite Flea from the Chili Peppers as a big best bass player. That belongs to both Cliff Burton, Lemmy Kilmister, and Bill Laswell.
And God's not only me. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Brown.
And by the way, check out Bill Laswell. Any of his stuff he's done. He's a damn good bass player, especially his album Invisible Design. Definitely check it out if it's on YouTube, by the way, or look him up on Bandcamp.
Thank you. But all right, did you want to close out the program and then we tell the people about the show tomorrow
Yes, we're
after
doing.
after
Yes, we're
Spotlight?
going to be doing Movie Madness tomorrow evening at the same time. If I'm correct.
Yes.
All right, good, good. All right, we're going to be
That is confirmed.
spotlighting. That's right, tomorrow evening at the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Meanwhile, would be back doing another episode of Movie Madness, and this time we're going to be spotlighting the career and the movie roles of the late Ray Liotta, who passed away a couple years ago. The same
Yes.
time Depeche Mode's Andy Fletcher did. We're going to be spotlighting his movies, including the one that gave him the most notoriety, and we know which one that is, 1990's Goodfellas. And
And
what to
Prince.
think? All
Prince
right,
is invited on that as
yes,
well.
exactly. And shout out to Prince Ido for joining the call, as well as Mr. Paul 3. Definitely got to talk about. Yeah, let me rephrase that.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. All right, there. We got to do this again next Wednesday. All right, definitely for sure. All
Thanks for
right,
having
there. All right, there. All right, so for YR, Prince Idol, Paul 3, and myself, everybody enjoy the remainder of your Wednesday evening, and we will see you tomorrow night. Bye bye.
All right.
All right, dear. See you guys and gals later on. Bye
All right,
bye.
my brothers.
Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, YR's channel, just as well, Entertainment Channel 360. Subscribe, hit those likes button, and also
And
the
stay tuned for
notification
around
bell.
the show if you want to know if I meet Priscilla Presley, guys. Stay
All right.
tuned.
All
So
right,
you can
there.
find out if I did meet her. So stay tuned.
All right.